iCloud. Oh, okay. It's recording now.
So scary that it says that.
She's kind of scary. Okay, so once more, formatting. If you weren't sort of half paying attention last time, pay attention this time. Okay, so again, if everything is vertical, make it vertical. If it's horizontal, make it horizontal. But I just ask for completely the same across the board, whichever way you decide to do it. So again, we want to have rulers up to sort of keep us focused and to make sure we're doing it correctly. So to do that, you go to view. There's a thing for rulers here. So you can turn them on and off. Off, on. Now we have rulers. And I can see that it's like 1700 or 17 something inches by 11 something inches. And that's just straight off the camera. Now I am going to crop it in to the correct dimensions. So once more, we are going 8 by 10 or 10 by 8. So I'm going to click at that, and I can adjust.
What? Sorry. What thing was that? What tab was that crop ratio thing found under?
So when you have
crop tool.
I accidentally cropped it. Hang on a second. So when you click on the crop tool, it'll sort of give you this stuff on top.
Okay, thank you.
You can also, this is something I should mention too. This is a nice little method of doing it too. So straighten. So if you were sort of like crooked when you're taking the photo, which totally happens, you can use this to sort of straighten it. So I wanted to like make sure my horizon line was exactly correct. I could do that. In fact, that looks pretty good. So I might leave it like that. Boom. Ooh, never mind. There's a little thing showing. So I'm going to undo that. But that's a really good tool that I forgot to mention. That one's really nice. So also, if you have a character that looks like they're tipping a little bit, you can use that to sort of like give them a little line and make sure that it looks like it's standing up straight. So for us, we want it to be 4 by 5 or 8 by 10, which is, again, like the ratio that we want it to be. So this one is sort of like a beautiful little, he's asking to be in the rule of thirds. So we put him on the rule of thirds. Boom. Boom. Yeah. Okay. So there's that. Press enter when I want it to crop. So that gives me exactly the right or the correct ratio here. But the size is not correct. I still have to do the work of turning it from a 14 something inches and by 7 or 11 something inches to 8 by 10 exactly. So then we go to image at the top, adjustment, image size. Clicking on that. And here is where I can straight up tell it exactly how many inches by exactly however many inches that I want. So 10 by 8. And again, resolution, I want it to be between 200 and 300. For us, for this time. There may be times, especially if you're like submitting something to a contest or on an application or something and they want maybe something really small, that might be different. But in this case, I do want it to be a large image because you already got the job. Now I can tell on my ruler, we got 10 by 8. We're there. This is exactly what I want. So he's all done. So now I'm going to go file, save. as, and again, I want it to be a JPEG file, not a Photoshop file. Those are very big and no one cares but you. So this is Jacko 2 for me. I'm going to save on my desktop and then I'll move it somewhere else. But while I'm working on stuff, I like to have it all out on the desk. Oop, not drop, desktop. Okay, and then after I press save, it'll ask me this stuff. So it's really, really tempting to be like, well, I could make it really small. But that's gonna make, that's gonna mess with all the stuff that you just set very specifically to exactly what you want. So this is not for us professionals. We already did the work. So we want it as large as it is. And even then it's like only 4 megabytes, not big. We save. And it's still there, so I can still go back and save it as a Photoshop file for myself if I want to go back later and edit, play with it some more. But I'm happy with that, so I'm going to exit out. Don't save. And then I still have that raw image in case anything bad happens, or in case I want to go back and make it a black and white or really overexposed or something like that. So that is formatting. Any questions? Formatting again. Any other questions? Everybody good?
Yep, thanks.
No problem. So what are those dimensions again?
8 by 10.
Thank you. And what is the DPI?
300.
200 or 300 between them.
Yes, between 200 and 300, exactly. And what do we want it saved as?
JPEG.
JPEG. Yay. Awesome. Okay.
I'm more of a PNG fella myself.
Nothing wrong with that, except they're huge.
Yeah.
And an employer is hiring you to be the artist, not to put your work onto them. So we want it to be small and bite-sized to the other people, for the other people. Okay, so that is that. Stop share. And stop.